Court does call the case People versus Marcus.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor, or good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Aina O'Brien on behalf of defendant Marcus Jackson, who's also present via Zoom.
All right. And what are we doing today on this?
At this time, Your Honor, I'd ask the court to set it on the court's trial calendar.
No, she.
I've not
You-
had an opportunity to
wanted it
discuss
on
this with the
you wanted it
prosecutor
on
that's
the
handling
jury.
this matter.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
What were you saying, counsel?
I was just stating that I have not had an opportunity to speak directly with the prosecutor that's actually handling this matter yet. So perhaps we can resolve it, but in the meantime, I would like to get this put on the court's jury trial docket.
So if you haven't talked to the prosecutor about resolving it, why would I do that?
I would just like to get it moving forward, Your Honors, all. But it's your court, however you choose to
Well,
handle it.
Thank you. I appreciate
It's your court.
Give me a pre-trial. What I'm going to do in this matter is I'm not going to set it for jury selection and final settlement conference. I will set this. I will adjourn the matter out for you to have an opportunity to speak with the prosecutor. December 5th, 2022 at 1 p.m. Let's have your conversation and then see where we head. All right.
Sounds good. Your Honor, can we address the no contact provision?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, I did speak with Ms. Gavorkian's attorney, Mr. Calabrese, and he had requested that we address that with the court to find out what the court would require from them. It's my understanding that Ms. Gavorkian wants the no contact order lifted. That's what I've been advised by her attorney. And I can see that she's also present here if the court wants to inquire of her. But it's my understanding the victim wants the no contact order lifted. And obviously my client is in agreement with that. They do have 2 children who are active in extracurricular activities, and it makes it very complicated for them. The magistrate that arraigned Mr. Jackson did include a provision in the bond conditions that does allow him to attend these. But I would just feel more comfortable if the no contact order was lifted. But again, we'll leave that to your discretion, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, it's accurate that the victim is present. She has spoken with Ms. Roddy. The only thing that I would ask, if you are going to change it to no non-consensual contact, my understanding from the police report is that Mr. Jackson might have an issue with alcohol. And if they are going to have the no non-consensual contact, that I would ask for him to be on alcohol testing, given the fact that the abuse is usually done with alcohol in his system.
Your Honor, alcohol was not involved in this matter, and Mr. Jackson has not consumed alcohol in quite some time.
Well, Ms. Kirby, is that a correct statement that alcohol was not involved, or?
In this particular situation, that's correct. My understanding from the prior situations that I would be using a 404B notice to get in, there was alcohol, and Ms. Gavorkian is telling my victim advocate that that has been an issue. She also told law enforcement that.
She's here. Ms. Kevorkian, is there anything? Kevorkian, I'm sorry. Kevorkian, is there anything you want to say before I proceed with that?
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so yes, I would like to ask you to please remove the no contact order. And the reasons is because me and Marcus do have shared 2 kids together. Both of us do run the household. With the holidays coming up, our daughter's birthday is only 9 months away before Christmas. So she's a Christmas baby. And it would be very difficult to plan anything with the no contact being there because, usually we plan it together. It would just be much easier if that can be removed. And and we can just plan together as the family, as far as holidays, sports, whether I need to call him for an emergency or just anything. So I would like that to be removed if possible, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank
There
you.
are indications, and you've heard on the record, ma'am, and I'm not trying to force you to say anything that you don't want to say. But do you have anything to say regarding the allegations of alcohol use?
Oh, I don't know who I'm speaking with now.
You're speaking with me. You can
Okay.
ignore all the other people. No, go.
To be honest, I would like Marcus to not drink. It would just make it much more peaceful and better for all of us. And I think he's tried to not drink, but then he goes back to drinking. So I absolutely do not support the drinking. He needs to stop drinking. Me and the kids don't like it. And I think he would agree he's much better when he's not drinking. So yes, I do agree.
Thank you for that. Counsel, anything you want to say regarding that?
Your Honor, my client absolutely does not have any issue with a provision that says he cannot consume alcohol. That's not an issue. We're just taught, my concern is that if he has alcohol testing, it adds more things to his plate. He travels a lot for work. And so he could be in another state on any given day. And if that happens to be the day his number gets called or his letter, I don't know how you guys do that down in Washtenaw County. But I'm concerned about it setting him up for failure in terms of a bond condition where he has to submit to testing. We don't have a problem with a provision that says he cannot use alcohol. It's just the alcohol testing that could be an issue because he could get in trouble simply because he's not in a place to be able to test.
Well, I can take care of that part, but is that really the issue? How many children are
Yes,
there?
Your Honor. 2.
So right now, the provisions that were set forth by the magistrate is that there's to be no contact, but that it was okay to attend the children's sporting events that was specifically laid out. And so I then have both the prosecutor coming forth, and it's at least to the court's mind, verified by Ms. Kevorkian, that there may be issues with alcohol, even if there are some issues with alcohol. But at least I'm hearing is that she doesn't like it, and that the children don't like it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to go through an interview with the children to try to figure it all out. But he's either going to have a device that is going to make sure that he's not drinking, or I'm not changing the provision. So which would he prefer? If you guys need a breakout room to discuss it, then I'll be more than happy to give you one. But the way
Yes, if you could do that, Your Honor, I would appreciate it.
All right. And just so that I'm clear, what I see is a circumstance where they're not asking much. They're asking you to forgo alcohol so that you can be with your family. I don't know. The dad, that doesn't seem to me to be a big deal to ask that if that's the case. I'll let you two go.
No, Your Honor, and that we
I'll
don't,
let you two
again,
go into a breakout room and let you talk it over with your client as to what you want to do. So you can put them into a breakout room. I'll pass the matter.
okay.
I need it. All right. I think we're back up live streaming from the non-public record. Court recalls case People versus Marcus Jackson.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
Attorney Ionel Bryant on behalf of Mr. Jackson, who's also present via Zoom.
All right. Anybody want to say anything at this point?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you for allowing me to go into the breakout room with my client. The reason I need to discuss this with him is, again, it's him not consuming alcohol is not an issue. While the having a device would be the optimal option, given the fact that it wouldn't matter where he was at because it would be continuously testing. However, there are costs that are associated with that. And so before I committed him to financially paying for that, I needed to talk to him about that, Your Honor. So what he's asked, what we've discussed, and what he would like to see happen is he would like something random to where he can randomly test. However, he would need a provision where if he were to be out of state, he would be able to prove, he'd be able to show proof of him being out of state. But for that to be taken into consideration, if that's not possible, then he would be open to
Can I just stop everybody for a moment? Can I just stop everybody for a moment? All right.
Sure.
Are the two of you married? I'm sorry, I didn't get
Yes.
that. They are?
Yes.
Okay. So sometimes maybe I'm just old fashioned, but got two kids. And, your wife is telling you that she doesn't want you to drink. And counsel, I just heard you say alcohol is not a problem. Well, if he's consuming alcohol and his wife doesn't want him drinking and she's saying, and I don't have a reason to believe that the kids have a problem with it, then it is a problem. And that just has to be recognized. And so I go through all of these things and he wants to put conditions on it. And maybe I'm wrong, but if it were me, I don't know, strap me down, test me every day if I care about my family. That's just the way I look at it. I mean, and so, we can go around and around in circles, but I'll just say that. So, Mr. Jackson, you want to say something, sir?
Your Honor, thank you for the time. First and foremost, there is nothing that I would ever put before me and my ability to have free access to my children. As you had stated, and I could not agree with you more, if there's anything that would be put in front of me that you would allow for me to have that certain type of access, I would never let that. I would never ask for any sort of provision outside of me being able to get around the no contact piece to have that full access. And I wanted to open up and say that first and foremost. I could not agree with you more so in what you talked about, whether it's old fashioned, whether it's new fashion or anything. If the no contact was able to be removed, I will do anything that's in my power to be able to be successful, to have full access to my children. They are my purpose in life, and I wanted to make that very clear. So I don't have anything further. I was having a conversation in the breakout room. Whatever you would be willing to allow or permit, to get past the no contact, I assure you that is nowhere near in my priority list what is more important to me, and that is my children.
And Your Honor, may I address the court?
You may.
Your Honor, I don't know if I'm creating the wrong impression. Mr. Jackson is adamant that he does not have a drinking problem, but if he would gladly submit
People who
to
have
a drug test
drinking
every
problems,
day.
counsel, people who may have drinking problems rarely admit they do. But
I
understand what's being said.
And I think Mr. Jackson gets it. He gets it with reference to his kids. I don't know he gets it with reference to his wife. That's fine. They can work on that. They're the grown people. But his wife is telling him, I don't like it when you drink. She's also saying and I did not get the impression she was trying to say it to be mean or angry toward him or to be whatever toward him. She's also telling him, as she had to sit here and tell this court, which can't be a great thing to say, your kids don't like it either. So it's not anything about impression. Quite frankly, when I get to some of these cases, I don't care what counsel says. I mean, what I've got is I got two people out here who are trying to make their way in the world, and I got kids that got to try to figure out how they're going to do that with these two people running around. And they got to be healthy and headed in the right way to be able to do that. So that's where I'm at. I don't care what impression you think you gave to the court. Doesn't matter to me. I worry about these two and those two little babies. That's all and they're probably not babies. I don't know, but that's who I worry about. Bottom line.
Right.
So here's what I'm going to do. Heard from both of you. I'm going to delete the no contact provision. Okay. I'm going to add a no non-consensual contact. So Mr. Jackson, so that you understand, that means that if she says to you, I don't want to have contact with you, you got to get yourself away. You understand that, sir?
Understood very clearly.
And that is up to her.
Understood.
I'm also going to indicate that defendant is to report to the Department of Community Corrections for placement on a SilverLink alcohol device. And I'm signing that order now. And so, sir, it will just be a device that you have basically 3 times per day testing. Make sure you're not drinking. I mean, they may require something else, but that way it's portable. That way, if you got to travel or you got to do something else along those lines, you'll have it with you. I don't have to worry about you showing up someplace. You just got to make sure that you wake up and blow on time for the early morning ones. Okay.
Understood.
All right. Did you need a number to community corrections?
I would greatly appreciate that.
All right. It's area code 734
Okay.
973 4520.
I will not delay and make a contact today. I just would like to understand the court's expectation on my communication and receiving of that device. Immediate is what I'm assuming. I don't know if it's going to be readily available.
The device?
Correct.
Oh, we got a whole boatload in this county. Yeah, we got a device.
Won't be an issue.
You just have to get to call them. You might want to give yourself about an hour or so, let them get the order over to community corrections, but give them a call. They'll make sure that you're put on one. Okay.
There'll be no delay. I'll reach out today. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And Ms. Vorkian, was there anything else you wanted to say, ma'am?
No, so the no contact has been removed.
Yes, I've removed the no contact. I've added a no non-consensual contact. Okay. So
Okay.
that those things that you were talking about that the two of you have to work through to try to, work with your kids and things like that, you guys can work through that. But it's going to be up to you as to whether or not how the contact happens between the two of you.
And is that active as soon as we get off this call? Or how does that work? Sorry,
You guys are just in a hurry. He's ready to get over to communications before the order gets there. You want something to happen before the file gets down. Yes, if you guys want to have contact after, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, you guys need to figure it out. But I want you on the tether. All right. Anything else? Oh, here he goes. What you want me to do? You want me to run
Your
the
Honor.
file? I'll run the file down. No, go ahead.
Your Honor, if I can make a statement,
Yes, sir.
Anna, you look beautiful.
So it is sad. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's
Thank
really
you.
what I was asking for. I'm sorry if I was beating around the bush, but thank you for your
No.
time and patience, Your Honor. It's
All right.
greatly appreciated.
Thank you. You guys take care of each other. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. You as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.